Daniel Carter had never imagined his life would shrink so suddenly to the size of a 7-year-old girl's laughter. 2 years had passed since his wife's accident, the one that took her away and left him holding a toddler who barely understood what the word forever meant. Since then, his world had become simple. Wake up, pack lunches, work double shifts at the auto shop, get home before bedtime stories, and make sure his daughter Olivia never felt the weight he carried every hour of every day. They lived on the far edge of Maple Ridge, a quiet American town surrounded by thick woods and long stretches of empty back road. Their backyard touched the tree line, a place Olivia often pretended was a magical forest. Tonight, however, that forest felt anything but magical. It was nearly midnight when Daniel woke to the sound of a loud thud behind his house. His first thought was raccoons or deer, both common this time of year, but something in the stillness afterward felt wrong. He sat up, listening. The wind rustled through the trees, an owl hooted somewhere distant, but underneath all that, he heard something else. A low, pained groan. Daniel's heart tightened. He glanced across the room at the small form sleeping under a pink blanket. Olivia's legs stuck out. She'd grown too fast again. He brushed a hand over her hair, then quietly slipped downstairs. He grabbed the flashlight by the kitchen window and stepped outside. The air was cold, damp. He moved toward the backyard, sweeping the light across the grass. Another groan. He froze. At the far corner of the yard, just feet from the tree line, lay a woman, collapsed, barely conscious, her uniform torn, her breathing sharp and shallow. A police uniform. Daniel rushed to her side. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" Her eyes fluttered open, pale blue under streaks of dirt and blood. She struggled to speak, swallowing hard before whispering, "Help, please." "You're hurt," Daniel said, kneeling beside her. "Stay still. I'm calling an ambulance." No hospital, not yet." She grabbed his wrist with surprising strength. "Please, not the police. Don't call them." The words stopped him cold. Her badge caught the faint moonlight. Officer Harper Lane, late 20s or early 30s, blonde hair matted with sweat and mud. She looked terrified, not just injured. Daniel swallowed. "You're a police officer. I need to call your department. They'll—" "No." She winced sharply. "They're the reason this happened." Daniel felt a chill travel through his spine. "What are you talking about?" She coughed, trying to breathe. "I was investigating something inside the department. They found out. They tried to stop me. They thought they did." Daniel stared at her, stunned. A police officer claiming other officers were trying to kill her. It sounded like something out of a movie, not Maple Ridge. He spoke carefully. Look, I'm going to get you inside. My daughter's asleep. You'll be safe there. Then you can tell me what happened." She nodded weakly. Daniel lifted her slowly, her weight light but trembling. Her uniform was soaked in blood on the left side. She'd been cut or stabbed. Not shot, thank God. He carried her inside, locking the door behind him. Olivia remained asleep upstairs. He laid Officer Lane on the couch. She grimaced but forced herself to stay alert. "Water, please." Daniel fetched a glass and a clean towel. When he returned, she was scanning the windows like she expected someone to burst through them. "You're safe," he said softly. "No one knows you're here." She looked up at him, her voice thin. "You don't understand. If they followed me, if they tracked me, your daughter could be in danger." Daniel felt his stomach drop. He knelt beside her. "Tell me everything. Who did this to you?" She closed her eyes, gathering strength. "Officers, from my unit. 3 of them. They're part of a smuggling ring. Drugs, money, evidence tampering. I found proof, documents, video logs. I sent some to a federal contact already, but they found out before I got the rest out." Daniel's pulse quickened. "And they came after you?" She nodded. "They chased me off the road. I rolled down an embankment. Thought I lost them in the woods. She swallowed. I didn't mean to end up in your yard. I was just trying to stay alive. Daniel rubbed his jaw in disbelief. A single father, a quiet life, and now a wounded officer with a conspiracy on his sofa. Then a sound broke the moment. A car, slow, rolling down the street. Both of them froze. Officer Lane whispered, "That's them." Daniel peeked through the blinds. A dark SUV idled near his driveway, its headlights off. Two silhouettes sat inside. Daniel's breath caught. He backed away from the window. They can't know you're here. The house was dark. Maybe they're just searching. She grabbed his arm again. They have my GPS, my backup tracker. It's in my radio. I didn't disable it. So they know you're here. Daniel felt panic rising. All right, okay, I need to move you. A safer room. She shook her head violently. No. Listen to me. If something happens to me, there's a flash drive in my vest. She tugged weakly. Take it. Give it to the federal contact, Agent Morgan Pierce. Daniel reached carefully inside the inner seam of her vest and found a tiny silver flash drive, barely the size of his thumb. She whispered, "Everything's on it. Names, locations, proof." He pocketed it. The SUV engine revved softly. A door opened. Officer Lane looked up at him, eyes full of fear but calm beneath it. "Daniel, if they get inside, protect your daughter first, not me." He stiffened. "No, I'm getting you both out of this." He moved quickly, shutting off lights, locking doors, making sure Olivia's bedroom was quiet. Then he grabbed the baseball bat he kept by the back door. A shadow moved outside. Officer Lane whispered, "They'll split up. 2 at the back, 1 at the front. They're trained. They won't knock." Daniel swallowed. "Then we'll have to be smarter." The next several minutes unfolded like slow, painful seconds. Footsteps in the backyard, a hand testing the back door, another shadow by the kitchen window, a quiet voice whispering into a radio. Officer Lane tried to stand, but pain forced her back onto the couch. "I'm sorry," she breathed. "I didn't want anyone else dragged into this." Daniel crouched beside her. "Wrong yard, wrong night, but you're here now, and I'm not letting them hurt you." The front doorknob rattled. Daniel tensed. Then, a crash. The back window shattered and a masked man climbed inside. Daniel swung the bat with every ounce of strength he had. It connected with the intruder's shoulder, sending him stumbling to the floor. The second man rushed in through the broken window, knocking Daniel backward. Officer Lane grabbed a fallen lamp and smashed it over the intruder's arm. He growled in pain but shoved her aside. Daniel tackled him from behind. The room turned into chaos. Glass, grunts, shouting, furniture knocked over. Then, a loud shout from the front porch, and the sound of sirens, real ones, not from the local department, federal. The intruders froze. Red and blue lights lit up the windows as heavy footsteps thundered across the lawn. "Federal agents, drop your weapons!" The 2 intruders bolted toward the back door, but were tackled instantly by agents storming in. Daniel collapsed against the wall, exhausted. Officer Lane slid to the floor, breathing shallow but relieved. A man in a dark jacket approached them. "Agent Pierce," he introduced himself. "We received Officer Lane's earlier message, tracked her signal, and you must be Daniel Carter." Daniel nodded, still catching his breath. "The flash drive. I have it." Pierce's eyes sharpened. "Then you just helped expose a major criminal operation." Medics attended Officer Lane, carefully lifting her onto a stretcher. She reached for Daniel's hand. "Thank you," she whispered. "You saved my life." Daniel shook his head. "No, you saved ours. You came here for a reason." She smiled faintly before the medics took her outside. Olivia's small voice echoed from the stairs. "Daddy?" Daniel turned and saw his daughter rubbing sleep from her eyes. He scooped her up, holding her tight. "It's okay, Liv. Everything's okay now." The rest of the night passed in flashes, statements, agents sweeping the property, the broken window boarded up temporarily. When the sun finally rose, the chaos was gone, replaced by morning quiet. A week later, Daniel received a letter. Inside was a simple note. "I'm alive, I'm safe, and thanks to you, they're all in custody. Officer Harper Lane." Attached was a small drawing made in bright crayon colors. Officer Lane holding Olivia's hand. Daniel standing beside them, all three smiling. Daniel exhaled, warmth filling his chest. Maybe this strange night had changed all their lives. Maybe a single dad and his little girl had helped bring a hidden truth to light. And maybe, just maybe, the world wasn't as dark as it sometimes felt. He folded the drawing carefully and placed it on the fridge, where all important things in their life belonged.